Hi, this is Gunnar here from Trickster Times. I'm going to restart. I don't like that already.
Welcome to today's episode of Trickster Times. I'm your host, Keke Yachte Makmanturpaki, here with correspondents from AlwaysIndigenous.media, Native Movement, and the Just Transition Collective. Relatives from across the state are on Dena'ina land, Anchorage, Alaska this week for the 2022 Alaska Federation of Natives Convention, also known as AFN, also known as Native New Year! Buy me earrings! I need moccasins, I need socks. This year, we're bringing you video recaps of AFN. Thanks for tuning in. But first, here's a recap of the 39th Annual Elders and Youth Conference. One of the keynote speakers at the conference was Christiana Edwards, who is Tlingit and Haida.
We can't paddle these canoes alone. Will you paddle with me? Will you be my relative? I promise to be yours. Please, thank you.
The three-day event hosted workshops about weaving, pickling salmon, Indigenous language learning, birch bark canoe making, canoe journeys, high tanning, and decolonizing gender.
Middle school people, teachers would come in and be like, can I get some big strong boys to come and carry all these chairs? And something in me was like, now I have to carry the most chairs.
Jackson Wolf of Yakutat has attended pretty much every Elders and Youth since he was a small child.
It's fun here, it's well organized, there's other natives and other people who care about the things I care about. There's a lot of processing going on, all the deep conversations I went to, like one of the boarding school conversations. I'm actually pretty sad it's ending. I didn't realize I'd be this sad.
The Elders and Youth Conference is a space where resolutions can be created and voted on. At the last in-person Elders and Youth, Nana Esh Peter was one of the 4 youth who drafted the 2019 Climate Change State of Emergency Resolution that was brought to the AFN Convention to vote on.
Now, therefore, be it resolved that the delegates of the 2019 Annual Convention of the Alaska Federation of Natives will establish a climate action leadership task force within the Alaska Federation of Natives and to declare a state of emergency on climate change.
The resolution passed after significant debate on the AFN floor.
By saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Okay, that resolution passed.
The process of passing a resolution at Elders and Youth has changed this year. Now youth who want to submit resolutions are required to attend a workshop, present their draft to regional leaders for feedback, and complete the final resolution all within 25 hours. And final resolutions this year won't be read at AFN like in previous years.
That's a problem because we, as the youth and elders that take the time to write these resolutions about things that we are so passionate about, we should be able to be there to see the whole process. And we should be able to defend our resolution as well on the floor like I did in 2019.
This year, only one resolution was finalized and passed, a fraction of the number of resolutions that have passed in previous years. But we can all agree that including youth and empowering them to make their voices heard in spaces like AFN is critical. One of the youth voices that was uplifted through Elders and Youth resolutions belongs to Oliver Tyrell.
Alaska peoples were not homophobic. We were not transphobic. We were such loving and accepting peoples, and then colonization has led us to this sense of mind where we think that being gay or two-spirited or queer is wrong, and that's just not the truth. And so many LGBTQ individuals, especially Indigenous ones, feel that they don't have a place within their communities. And the very first resolution that I wrote when I was about 11 years old was talking about how we need to open up spaces for LGBTQ individuals, and that's what the very next year the LGBTQ house was created here at Elders and Youth.
A lot of this change-making work can be really scary and overwhelming, especially for somebody that was so young. So I commend you, and our community really commends you for charging ahead and making that happen. What have you noticed about the last few years that there's been an LGBTQ house that has changed kind of the overall dynamic? Have you noticed that there was more acceptance?
What I've noticed is the youth, when they finally see a place where they could be accepted and see that they have a place for them, the light on their faces is just heartwarming to me. Knowing that I was one of the people that helped make that space for them and a learning space for so many other people is just an amazing feeling that I can't describe. And I'm super grateful that I got to be a part of the process for it.
Awesome, thank you, thank you. And what is one thing you want to tell Alaska Native youth who are LGBT who are considering coming out to their families?
Even if we have the most accepting family, there's always going to be people out there who won't accept you. And that's one of the really tough things that LGBTQ individuals have to go through, and sometimes it's your grandparents, sometimes it's your parents, sometimes it's a sibling, and it really hurts when it's people closest to you, but eventually you're going to be able to grow into the person who you were born as and who you are meant to be, and it's all part of the journey.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for taking the time to be interviewed. Again, this is Oliver Tyrell of First Alaskans Institute, and I'm David Clark with the Trickster Times.
This type of leadership is an example of the power that our youth hold when given the space to use their voice. So, now it's time for AFN. As artists and vendors set up for AFN, Trickster Times correspondent Gunnar Kaiser went around the exhibit hall to hear from a few vendors and view some of their wares.
Hi, this is Gunnar here from Trickster Times. I'm going to restart. I don't like that already. Hi, everyone. This is Gunnar Kaiser with Trickster Times coming to you from AFN. And we are here setting up our booths here for Native Movement and Always Indigenous Media. And this is a very classic Native Movement picture here. A lot of things. Very organized. I liked your lock screen. That was a picture of your cat, maybe? Would you mind sharing that with the camera? She's beautiful. And we are going to go see some of the other people that are setting up booths. So how about you come along with me? I like these moccasins and these gloves here. Do you mind introducing yourself?
My name is Donna Polium, and I'm originally from the Tok and Tantacross area.
Is this your first AFN, or have you been selling here for a while?
I have been here many, many years. In fact, my mother and a few other artists were some of the first artists at the Captain Cook for AFN. And I gradually fell in under my mother.
That's amazing. Yeah, I really love all of this work.
Find me on Facebook. I don't advertise. I do a lot of custom orders, and I sew just for the fun of it and therapeutic reasons. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing a bit with us. And yeah, one of the many booths you can find here at AFN. So check her out. Thanks. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, this looks really great. Yeah, absolutely. I messed up. We can cut. No, we can cut into something else. Oh, this is my second interview, by the way, so thank you for being patient with me. So this is a caribou antler?
Right. This is one of my newest ones I just completed. This is caribou antler and beaded snowflake chimes. I really wanted to keep it, but I know it's going to go right away.
Yeah, some lucky person's going to be walking away with that one. Well, thanks for taking a walk with me around the AFN exhibit booths here. I'm happy to share some of those with you and excited to see you and all of these amazing booths. And I'll pass it over to Maka, or I guess maybe future Maka, a different Maka.
Yeah. Thank you to our correspondent Gunnar for sharing these artists and their beautiful work. That's all for today's show. If you're in town at AFN, please join us this Thursday for the Defending Our Ways of Life rally being held at the Town Square Park at 11:45 a.m. Visit the Native Movement booth at AFN, pick up a free copy of Trickster Times, and find us online at AlwaysIndigenous.media and nativemovement.org. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!